Welcome back to Texas Top Homes, where home buying, selling, and financing are all simplified. I'm your host, Freeman Sawyer. With me is my co-host, Tracy Wiesman. Today we're visiting with the one and only Doc Compton. Doc is one of the nation's foremost authorities on credit repair and credit restoration. Doc, thanks for being on the show.
Glad to be here.
So, Doc, can you share with our listeners a little bit about what the credit situation is right now in America?
Well, it's not as good as it could be. That opens the door for guys like myself, companies like ours, to really do a great service for the masses. Because back in 2003, 4, 5, back when I first started Omega Credit Repair, all you really had to have was about a 580 credit score and a pulse, and you could probably get a home loan. Of course, we all know how that ended around 2008 and 9 with all the foreclosures and so on.
Yes, we do.
But right now, it's just as important, if not more important, because with rates at historic lows, we really want to take full advantage. And the only way to really do that is to have the best possible credit profile. Whether you're at a 580 and you just need a 620 to be able to qualify for the first home, or maybe you're at a 620, 640 and getting a 680 opens up quite a few more loan doors for you, conventional financing and so on. Or if you got a 690 and if you get to 720, it saves you an eighth of a point on your $1 million mortgage.
Absolutely. Well, there's a term in the mortgage industry that we use called loan level pricing, right? That goes all the way up to 720. And basically, for about every 20 points that someone can improve their credit scores, they get a better rate from us. They get better terms. They can have a higher debt to income ratio. Yeah. So all those things go into play with maximizing the amount of purchase that you have at the cheapest interest rate.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of debt to income ratio, this is a key thing, because a lot of times when people are going through the process, they factor in what your projected expense is going to be based on your new mortgage payment.
Correct.
So, for example, if your credit is at, say, 640, well, you're going to get X interest rate. I don't want to quote interest rates, but that's y'all's job.
Right.
But you're going to get a certain interest rate. If your score's at 680, you're going to get a lower interest rate, which means that you can effectively afford more home on a monthly basis, or obviously long-term as well, based on the debt to income ratio guidelines.
Sure. Hey, Doc, thanks for being on the show today. If for our listeners out there that want to reach out to you and get things started, what's your website?
www.omegacreditrepair.com, or my personal website, doccompton.com.
And if they want to just call you direct and get it going now?
214-733-8336.